When we talk about social work, we often visualize persons wearing simple clothes who are usually present in relief operations after disasters, or a person fighting for the rights of the oppressed and underprivileged. Sometimes we think of it as a work done only by rich people in their spare time. These observations are partly true, but not the whole truth in a social work career. What then is social work? Why should you consider a career in this field? Social work is an academic discipline of social sciences where the main focus is to improve society's social structure. Social work serves individuals, families, and communities who seek interventions for an improved quality of life. Social workers work with or on behalf of people's interests to enable them to deal with their personal and social difficulties and obtain essential resources and services. They work in various fields such as disabilities, drug abuse, poverty, mental health, geriatric issues, environmental issues, child abuse or physical abuse, child labor, marital problems, sanitation, and many more. These issues are continually rising, and social work has become a vital need of every society. Social work is not only about doing good deeds and helping the underprivileged. Over a period of time, it has evolved into a profession. To join this ranked field, you can pursue a baccalaureate course in social work. To seek admission for this course, one needs to have specific skill sets like problem-solving skills, patience, and tolerance, excellent conversation skills, interpersonal skills, awareness of legal aspects, organization, observational skills, and most importantly, you have no prejudices about class, culture, religion, and gender. What are the job prospects available in this field? You can work in government and non-government organizations, in community groups, rehabilitation centers, hospitals, educational institutions, rural and community development centers, service organizations, industries and cooperatives, public welfare trust, and the list can go on and on as there is a vast demand for social work professionals in all walks of life. Opportunities are also available in the corporate sector. All companies and organizations are now required to have a particular cell called corporate social responsibilities. Options are also available in international organizations. Social work is a profession that enriches and uplifts humanity. In Jose Maria College, we train and produce social work professionals who have become community leaders and prime movers in uplifting many lives. If you have a genuine feeling to contribute positively to humanity's wellness, then social work is the right career for you. Be a natural superhero. Be a social work professional. Enroll in Jose Maria College and flex on the new normal in education with our flexible learning modality for an assured, consistent, and quality education. For more information, visit our website at www.jmc.edu.ph or our Facebook page at facebook.com/Jose Maria College. You can also email admissions at jmc.edu.ph for admission requirements for the BS in Social Work. Good day, everyone! Welcome to another episode of JMC EduTrends, a discussion that informs, inspires, and transcends. To all our first-time viewers, this program streams live on www.facebook.com/Jose Maria College and on YouTube at JMC EduTrends. Don't forget to type in your comments and questions, send your emojis, click the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you would be notified of future discussions on JMC EduTrends. Without much delay, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the program host of today's discussion.
Hi everyone, and welcome once again to another interesting discussion on JMC EduTrends. We have a whole new episode today which focuses on youth experiences in these times of a pandemic climate. We shall look into the impact of the current situation on the youth and how are they at these trying times. That and more as we go along with our discussion in today's episode, which highlights the advocacy of the Jose Maria College, which is themed Project Youth in Resilience, led by the Communication Affairs Office. But before we proceed, let me take this opportunity to introduce my co host in today's episode. He describes himself as somebody who plays a lot of roles in this world. Well, to name a few of those roles, for one, he is an author. He authored the book Literature in an ESL/EFL class, Teaching Made Practical and Simple. He is a blogger. He does blogging for marketing. He's a campus journalist, a dynamic event host, a prolific educator, and currently the #1 digital marketer and most sought after SEO specialist in the Metro. Guys, it is an honor to introduce him once again. In the past, he has already graced this show as a resource speaker, and this time as our host and an added role on his shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give our virtual applause to the newly appointed head of the Digital Marketing Division of Jose Maria College, Mr. Lord Vincent Van and Mendoza. Welcome to JMC, Sir Vince.
Thank you so much, Maureen, for that very overwhelming introduction. I'm so surprised, and thank you so much for the warm welcome by the Jose Maria College family. What do we have in store for today?
Yes, sir, we have a lot in store for today. So we will be discussing about Project Youth in Resilience. So I cannot wait to have our resource speaker for today, Sir Vince.
I see. That is so exciting. I think we're good to go. Shall we get started?
Yes, Sir Vince. Okay, so to introduce our guest speaker, may you have the honors, Sir Vince?
All right. Thank you so much for allowing me to introduce our guest speaker for today. We are so honored, for having this man, a youth that has done or who has done a lot of beautiful works for our society, specifically for our city, the Davao City, or the Durian City. Ladies and gentlemen, to our EduTrends family, let me introduce to you our guest speaker without any delay. All right, he is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management at Jose Lagan College of Business and Tourism. He also graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in management at the University of Mindanao, and at present he is taking up Bachelor of Science in Social Work at the Jose Maria College in Davao City. Formerly, he is the communications head of the Sangguniang Kabataan Federasyon ng Davao City. And he is also formerly the Child and Youth Development Focal in Davao City under the City Social Welfare and Development Office, or CSWDO, where I recently, worked as a social media manager there. All right, I really miss the CSW fam. And currently he is the Education Development Center Youth Development Officer for the out of school youth with Depth Ed Alternative Learning System, or ALS Davao. And he is also the Davao Region Youth Representative of the National Youth Commission, or NYC, the Secretary General of GoodGov PH. Concurrently, he is also the Secretary General of the One Mindanao Youth Parliament. He is also the Mindanao Deputy Coordinator of the National Youth Volunteers Coalition, the Chapter Vice President of the Family Planning Organization of the Philippines here in Davao, and currently he is also the Pag-asa Youth Association of the Philippines Citywide Secretary General and the District President. A motivational, inspirational speaker, an advocate of mental health, a trained comprehensive sexuality education facilitator, a peer educator for Davaoan Youth, a board member of the Davao City AIDS Council, and a Parcom Vice Chairperson, Special Office for Children's Concern, a reproductive health educator for Davao Youth, Ready Head organizer, and our speaker for today is a formerly SK District Coordinator. So he has a lot of hats in his head. He must be a very busy person, and we are so lucky that we have been graced with this invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, EduTrends family, Jose Maria College community, would you please help me in welcoming our guest speaker for today, Mr. Navarro Christmas.
Ayan, so good afternoon, no? Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Madayaw na hapon sa atong tanang mga kapatanunan sa Davaoenyo. So thank you, Sir Vince, for introducing. That's a very long introduction. So I hope you got the chance to breathe in and out kanina. But anyway, first of all, I'd like to thank, of course, the Jose Maria College for inviting me and be part of this very timely and senseful discussion. No, we'd also like to thank, of course, our live viewers. No, we'd also like to thank our participants for joining us this afternoon. As we go along with today's discussion, may we get more ideas, no, answers and clarifications on our individual concerns, issues that we may have currently. And as we all know, that the discussion of the youth development during pandemic is actually one of the many things that we need to discuss. But as a youth, as part of the sector who is greatly affected, it is really relevant and timely that we got the chance to discuss these matters and slowly discover on how we could probably address these issues and address, yes, and probably answer, no, or respond with the issues and concern that we're facing during this challenging situation. So allow me to present my slides on the screen, no? Hopefully our participants can see it and get to interact with us kasi I have a question for our participants, and hopefully for our participants you may actually comment down your question on, I mean, your answer on the question which will appear on the screen. And also Sir Vince and Miss Marian could also help me in reading the questions probably that our live viewers will be posting. So here is the first question. I hope everybody can see it. Ayan. So can we see the first question we have here is, as a youth, no, as a student, or as a young people or person, what are the different concerns and issues of the young people during pandemic until today? Kasi nasa pandemic pa rin tayo. So ano-ano ba yung mga concerns and issues of the young people during pandemic that we experience currently, no? Ayan. So I hope that our participants is answering our questions. Ayan. Meron ba? Ayan. So again, the question is, ano-ano ba yun, or what are the different concerns and issues of the young people during pandemic until today? Ano ba yung mga concerns, issues ng ating mga kabataan during pandemic? Okay. So may nagsabi na isa sa mga concerns daw ng ating mga young people during pandemic is yung mental health, no? Of course, yes. That's actually one of the issues and concerns na na-experience din ng ating mga kabataan during this time of pandemic. Apart from that, may nagsabi din na isa sa mga issues and concern ng ating mga kabataan during this pandemic is yung accessible education or yung access to education, which is really timely, no? Kasi ang dami nating mga kabataan din na problema sa kanilang pag-aaral kasi not all have the access to gadgets, no, access to internet, a reliable source of internet for them to attend classes online. And because of that, unfortunately, the numbers of out of school youth in Davao City increased, no, from 2019, tumaas siya ng 2020, saka tumaas din siya ng 2021. Yes, correct. So yung academic challenges, yun yung isa sa mga concerns ng ating mga kabataan. Sabi doon ni Ryzen Zabe, no, na isa sa mga concerns ng ating mga kabataan ay yung academic na challenges. Now, speaking of academic challenges, no, kasi napunta na tayo doon sa academic concerns. As a student ba or bilang isang estudyante, ano-ano ba yung mga concerns natin sa school or sa ating pag-aaral? All right, so asking our live viewers to answer the second question, which is as a youth or as a student, what are the concerns you've experienced in the school or as a student in general? Ayan. So isa na marahil doon is yung academic challenges, no? Probably madaming sasagutan na module or probably yung capacity natin to attend classes and yung internet connection talaga, yung reliability ng ating internet connection, so we could attend classes, interact with our classmates, and probably research, no, yung paghahanap natin ng mga kasagutan. And yes, Cassie also mentioned yung financial concern natin is one of the many concerns of our students, no, ating mga young individual. Unstable internet connection, yes, correct. But just to let you know, these are just few of the issues and concerns that our young people is experiencing during this time of pandemic. So the COVID-19 pandemic has actually caused very significant disruption in the lives of millions of Filipinos, including children and adolescents. Kasi as per the Republic Act 10742 or yung SK Reform Act of 2015, yung coverage kasi natin ng youth is from 15 years old and up until 30 years old. So yung mga 17 years old and below, they are considered children, and yung disruption ng education, yung closure ng eskwelahan at lahat-lahat, including the restriction, this actually affect, you know, the development of our young people. Meron tayong tinatawag na youth out of school time or OST. Ito yung summer break, ano ba yan, semestral break. So ito yung mga examples ng ating out of school time, wherein programs during these times are very essential ecological assets of young people, no, development. But the disruption during the pandemic may have major impact on youth developmental pathways, even skills or yung interpersonal skills ng ating mga young people. Okay, so gumawa kami ng survey. Me and my team actually conducted a survey asking young people about their or the youth greatest concern during pandemic. As per the survey, lumabas dito yung top 5 of the answers ng ating mga young people. Nasa fifth rank yung familial and friendship relationship. So isa sa mga greatest concern ng ating mga young people during pandemic is yung familial and friendship relationships, no. Later on we will discuss bakit ba naging problema yung familial at yung friendship relationship ng mga kabataan during pandemic. Of course, pumasok din doon yung education, yung access to education. Probably not just access to education, but access to quality education during pandemic, no? Yung modalities natin, yung online classes natin might not be enough or might not be conducive for other learners. And apart from that is yung availability of gadgets. Not all has decent gadgets, you know, to attend classes online. Apart from that, yung pangatlo tsaka yung pangalawang answers ng ating mga kabataan is yung employment saka disposable income. These two are actually interrelated, no, kasi with kung wala kasi tayong trabaho or nawalan tayo ng trabaho, of course yung disposable income capacity natin will also be affected, no. And to sum everything up, as what you can see on the screen, to sum up all of the answers ng ating mga kabataan is pumunta siya doon, or it actually boils down to the mental health well-being ng ating mga kabataan, no. Bakit ba mental health well-being? So mental health issues during pandemic is one of the top rank concerns ng ating mga young people during this time, during this very challenging time, no. So as per the survey, psychological impacts of social distancing and quarantine measures on young people causing stress, anxiety, and loneliness. Kasi nga, ako bilang isang kabataan, ako bilang isang youth, I am actually more of socialization, 'di ba? Sanay tayong lumabas, sanay tayong pumunta doon sa bahay ng ating mga classmates, sa ating mga relatives, or probably some of you go to party, go to beaches, go to resorts, and because of the quarantine measures, because of the health restrictions that we have now, especially in Davao City, no, the entire Davao region is under MECQ until July 15, and we have the executive order number 31 that we don't have like face-to-face activity up until August 31. So lahat ng mga restrictions na ito causing the psychological well-being ng ating mga young individuals. So this is also affirmed by the findings of the studies conducted showing that young adults, yung mga edad 18 hanggang 29 years old, experience high level of distress compared to other age groups since the onset of the pandemic. Kasi like nung sinabi ko kanina, ito kasi mga 18 to 29 years old, these are the sectors who are most likely outside their houses or their home compared to those higher ages na like siguro mga 30 years above, they prefer to stay at home, no? They prefer to just watch movie, tawag na to, nagbabasa sila, or probably current events. They're more into that than going outside with friends, going out with friends and go to places that might use much of their energies. So itong lahat ng ito causing the mental health well-being ng ating mga kabataan, no? Apart from that is yung closure ng schools also affects students' mental well-being as teachers and classmates can provide social and emotional support. 'Di ba? I don't know if you guys could also relate it na nakakapagkwento tayo doon sa ating mga classmates, no, sa ating mga friends, mas nakakapag-share tayo ng ating mga personal experiences doon sa mga tao na ito compared sa ating family members or probably sa ating mama at sa ating papa, no? Kasi I don't know if meron sa ating mga viewers, pero siguro ako dumaan ako sa punto na I cannot even share my crush at school, no? Hindi tayo nakapagsasabi, mama, managod ko yung crush at school, ma. Kasi one thing that we expected from our mother's mouth to say is that nag-igat-igat na ka, wala pa gani ka nakahuman og eskwela. Pag eskwela sa, so may mga ato bitaw ng mga statement nga gikan sa atong parents na unta pod, no, for the parents out there, hopefully naputi mga parents nga nagwatch po together with their children na if our children expresses this kind of activities, no, this kind of feelings, sana din wag natin silang i-discriminate. Apart from that, we sana din we guide them with what they're feeling. So we could assess, no, you could also assess the situation of your children. So ayun yung mga nangyayari, no, na si teacher and yung classmates most likely discover the emotional concerns ng ating mga kabataan when they are at school. Pero nga, yung closure ng school affects the situation, no? The emotional support, the mental health support ng ating mga kabataan, which also causing them to anxiety, loneliness, or depression because of the situation. And education professionals, the teachers, no, also plays an important role in helping detect and report abuses against children. Kasi may mga abuses din, no, may mga perpetrators din ng mga family members, or sometimes yung mga abuse against children happen inside their houses, no? Kung gina-protect natin sila from the outside or from the perpetrator outside our houses, may mga perpetrators din, mga family members natin, and very very sad, no? Very very sad. The impact of the crisis on the psychosocial and subjective well-being of young people also depends on the household they live in, no? Isa din 'yon sa mga nakakapag-apekto sa kapasidad ng ating mga kabataan to study, kasi nga itong bahay or the house was actually created to rest, no? Ito yung kung saan tayo natutulog, nagpapahinga, but never ever in the entire siguro life that we have, that the house was created for learning, when we say learning, the learning that I'm referring to is yung parang school learning, no? Wala, hindi siya naka-design. I don't know if you guys have one, pero if you will to check, meron tayong kwarto, meron tayong banyo, meron tayong kusina, sala, pero not all of us actually have like parang study area, no? Parang dito tayo magsa-study, dito tayo magbabasa, dito tayo mag-answer ng assignment, no? Kasi lahat ng part ng bahay natin we can do that, but yun na nga, um, the circumstances, no, yung lahat ng mga nangyayari, lahat ng mga activities natin inside the house affects the situation, the well-being of our young people. Isa na dyan yung prospects of job and income losses, kasi during the onset of pandemic, ang dami-dami talagang mga tao, no, na nawala ng trabaho. Housing quality din isa sa mga concerns ng ating mga young individual. Yung illness or loss of loved ones, no, and the presence of existing medical conditions and vulnerable persons in the household actually affects the entire situation or well-being ng ating mga kabataan. And like I mentioned earlier, iilan lang ito sa mga concerns ng ating mga kabataan when it comes to mental health, no? Ang dami-dami pang mga mental health concerns, issues na na-experience ng ating mga kabataan, which is really sad, no? But of course, tayo kasi mga kabataan very innovative, very resourceful, saka very tawag ba niyan, we think outside the box, no? We think something that could address this kind of concerns and issues. So how are we coping up with the new normal, no? With the very challenging situation that we have. So meron tayo dito, meron akong tinatawag na or hashtag quarantines. So bagay-bagay na ginagawa natin during quarantine or during this time of pandemic. So first niyan is yung TikTok. I know every one of you has TikTok account. Even my mama have TikTok account. So I have TikTok account, but I don't actually post videos of me like dancing, but more on sharing advocacies. Kasi for everyone, especially sa ating mga young people, we can use the TikTok platform, no? Since TikTok is actually on top of the line social media application these days. We can actually use TikTok account to share to share to others about yung how we could protect ourselves from COVID-19, no, yung washing of hands, wearing of face shield, face mask, yung mga ganung bagay. We can use TikTok accounts in the advocacy, no? But everyone during quarantine, during pandemic, lahat ando doon sa TikTok, ando doon sa social media platform na ito, no? And sa mga nakakaluwag-luwag naman, kasi nga if you guys could remember, yung onset kasi ng ating pandemic happened last year, March 2021, and then March, April, May, yun kasi yung parang summertime natin, no? So sa mga nakakaluwag-luwag, they could actually afford to buy inflatable swimming pools para pa din ma-experience nila yung summer kahit na nasa pandemic tayo. Pero yung mga iba na hindi naman nakakabili neto kasi nga costly din siya, nagtsatsaga doon sa planggana, doon sa balde, no? And may nakita pa nga ako sa social media na naghukay sila ng parang sa backyard lang nila, sa bahay nila, sa labas ng bahay nila. Naghukay sila, tapos nilagyan nila ng tarpaulin, tapos nilagyan nila ng tubig. So naging instant swimming pool sila where the family members can actually experience summer kahit na nasa pandemya. So mga ganung bagay addresses doon sa kawalan natin or sa absence nung summer vibes during the onset of pandemic. And apart from that, meron din mga online food, no? May mga nagbibili din nagbebenta din ng mga foods online, or may mga nagba-vlog din, no, na cooking or discovering new cuisines or new foods, no? And they're like showing that on social media, on Facebook or on YouTube. And isa din yan sa mga quarantines na ginagawa ng ating mga young people during pandemic. Barters, I don't know if our live viewers experience that, pero may barters na nangyayari, no, na one would actually post na like sa an example, may remote ako dito na hindi ko naman nagagamit, so I'd like to barter this one with notebooks or ball pens para sa mga kapatid ko or sa mga anak or sa mga relatives ko. So mga ganong bagay, no, actually happened as well during the onset of pandemic. I don't know if everyone did, pero millennials actually, tayo mga millennials, no, tayo mga generation Z, also have experienced nitong tinatawag natin na face app, no. Lumabas din ito, sumikat din ito ng onset ng pandemic. And itong walang kamatayang sana all, no? Kasi hilig kasi natin nagsuscroll ng napaka taas na panahon sa Facebook, sa Twitter, and every time we see others like siguro wearing new clothes, eating delicious foods or with their family or friends, or was able to go out with family, yun na, sana all na tayo, no, sa social media. So everyone actually was there during the onset of pandemic, even up until now, no. Sana all is still in the vibe. Facebook avatar, no, meron din tayo niyan. Meron na nga ngayon bago yung parang kinaka-cartoonized na din yung parang 3D cartoon yung Facebook avatar natin. Meron din tayo niyan. And yung kaangs and plantito plantita during the onset of pandemic, tawag na to, naging sikat din siya, no. And sa lahat ng mga quarantine, sa lahat ng mga na-mention ko ng mga quarantines, ito talaga yung plantito plantitas yung parang nagustuhan ko kasi nga this actually brings us closer back to the environment, no, kasi our environment really needs rehabilitation because of the probably abused usage ng mga resources or ng Mother Nature in general. And during the onset of pandemic, isa ito sa mga positive things na nangyari, no, na regardless of the age, kahit na children, yung mga young people natin, and of course ang ating mga adults was there, no, naging plantito, naging plantitas na din, no, they discovered their green hands planting trees and flowers. So ayun, nangyari yun siya. But of course, above all, during the onset of pandemic until now, talaga itong webinars natin, ito talaga yung pangmalakasan where everyone, yung mga youth leaders natin, yung mga tawag nito, yung mga advocates natin, they've actually conducted webinars online for others who can join in, no, to probably divert their attention from what is happening around them through webinar, through capacitating their skills, their confidence, and better understanding on the situation that we're facing now. So ilan lang ito sa mga quarantines na na-discover ko or na nakita ko, no, na mostly yung mga young individuals natin are engaged. So for our live viewers, for our participants, hopefully, no, you did or may mga quarantines activities din tayo to divert our attention para hindi tayo sobrang ma-stress, sobrang ma-lonely, sobrang ma-depress, no, dahil hindi tayo nakakalabas ng bahay, hindi tayo nakakapagpunta ng mga sa dagat, sa beaches, sa mga resorts, sa mga guys, sa party and everything. So hopefully guys, you find time together with your family, no, with your siblings, makipaglaro tayo sa mga kapatid natin, makipag-usap tayo sa parents natin. We help our parents with the house chores and everything. Ang daming pwedeng gawin inside the house that could not just build familial relationship, but as well as better understanding from within the house, no. So the impact of COVID-19 on young people and vulnerable groups, no? So sinabi dito na while the approach of the pandemic varies across countries, most government in every countries have implemented social distancing, confinement, and social isolation measures to contain the spread of the virus. So like nung sinabi ko kanina na isa ito sa mga concerns, no, na hindi nakapaglabas yung ating mga young people kasi nga meron tayong mga restrictions, and the Philippine government imposes strict implementation of social distancing and no face-to-face, no gatherings, parties, outside or even inside our houses. No, so in this context, youth organizations express greatest concern about the impact of COVID-19 on mental well-being, employment, and income loss, disruption to education, familiar relationship, and friendship, as well as yung limitation to individual freedom. Significant share, yung gi-share ko kanina na picture, no, yung chart, that actually isa yun sa mga problema ng ating mga kabataan, and yung mga organizations, yung mga young leaders natin, na-challenge din ng sobra-sobra ng bonggang-bongga, no, on how they could help or how they could reach to as many youth as possible kasi nga nitong restrictions natin. So second concerns, no, ng second and third concern na nafe-face din or hinaharap din ng ating mga young people is itong employment and disposable income, no, na low paid and temporary employment in sector most severely affected by the crisis. Example of which is yung restaurant, yung hotels, no, even huge or large, huge hotels like Marco Polo, nag-close siya, no, during pandemic kasi nga yung income, yung disposable income, yung employment, yung income in general, was greatly affected and are often hailed by young people. So itong sectors na ito, yung restaurant, hotels, fast food, gigs, industries, most of the employees kasi sa mga industries na ito are our young people who are now facing a high risk of job and income losses, no? And it says here that 35% or probably 40% of young people ages 15 to 29 years old are employed in low paid and insecure jobs on an average across the country, compared to 15% of middle ages, yung mga nasa between 30 to 50 years old, na medyo angat-angat din ng konti pero hindi din enough. And of course, yung 16% of older workers, yung mga ages 51 and above, na most of them are like regular or matagal na sa trabaho, so they are able to parang get secure job placement or job security doon sa kung saan man sila nagtatrabaho compared sa mga 15 to 29 years old. And of course, the evidence from the beginning of the crisis demonstrate that young people, itong mga 15 to 24 years old, were the group that was mostly affected by the rise in unemployment between February and March 2020, no? Ngayon, nagla-light na siya pero hindi pa rin siya yung parang balik normal na regardless of yung mga young sectors natin, yung mga young people natin can get opportunities outside, no, kapag sila nag-a-apply sila. In fact, in the face of loss or drop of income, young people are more likely to fall into poverty, no, as they have fewer savings to fall back on. And of course, yung availability nila ng resources, wala talaga, hindi talaga lahat meron. And in addition, as illustrated by previous economic shocks, young people graduating in times of crisis will find it more difficult to find decent jobs and income, no, which are likely to delay their path to financial independence. Kasi nga, they cannot apply job, they cannot apply part-time. Most of our students, no, out there, alam ko na during summer, during semestral break, may mga iba sa inyo na nagpa-part-time jobs, but because of the restrictions nowadays, nalilesen yung mga ganong opportunity, no? Instead, they rather stay at home to secure themselves, or because hindi din sila talaga nakakapaghanap ng opportunity na pwede nila pasukin. But then again, like the earlier part, how are the youth or the young people cope up, no, during the new normal? So ayun pa rin yung quarantines natin, no, may mga hashtag quarantines pa rin na ginagawa yung mga young people natin during pandemic. Isa na dyan is yung online selling, no. May mga parang nagre-resell, may isang tawag nito, individual or young na nagpo-post, nagre-resell ng items sa social media, sa Facebook, or meron din yung mga parang pag-garage doon sa labas ng bahay nila. But then again, most of our young people dive in doon sa online selling, no? Ang dami nating mga online sellers. Pamain ko sir, pamain ko ma'am, yung mga ganong statement ng ating mga young individual. And in line with that is yung reselling, no? May mga tawag niyan, may mga suppliers, then they talk to suppliers if I could, like, as an example, ma'am, if I could like resell your product, if I could post the same pictures doon sa account ko or sa Facebook page ko where I can resell your product. So may mga ganong bagay na nangyayari during pandemic, even up until today, no? And for some, may mga nag-work from home din, yung mga nag-online jobs, yung mga nag-work from home, yung mga call center agent natin, yung mga virtual agent individual natin, or lahat na ng mga work from home ginawa na din ng ating mga young people during this pandemic, no? Ayun pa rin yung plantito-plantita, nagbebenta ng mga kaangs, ng mga flowers, ng mga trees, mga ganyan. So nangyari pa rin siya. Isa pa rin yan siya sa mga pinagkakitaan ng ating mga young people during pandemic. And of course, a lot of us, no, pumasok na din doon sa vlogging, no? May mga vloggers ba dyan? Kaway-kaway naman sa ating mga vloggers. You can also like comment your YouTube page doon sa ating comment box. And apart from that, we'd like to also encourage everyone to follow the JMC and the Jose Maria College vlog na din. I know that the Jose Maria College has blog, no? Meron din silang vlog. So you can also follow that. Pero again, going back, ang daming mga young people natin na pumasok din into vlogging. And lastly, meron din tayong mga young individual na pumasok din sa vlogging. Like ako, no, I'd also like to thank Sir Vincent to really encouraging me to get into vlogging kasi ako naman, nagba-vlog naman ako dati. Nung hindi pa uso ang vlog, nagba-vlog na din ako. Pero I really don't have time to spend much on vlogging. But isa na rin ito sa mga pinagkakaabalahan din ng ating mga young individual, which I'd like you to do, no, to spend your vacant time during your vacant time. So ilan lang ito sa mga quarantines, #quarantines ng ating mga young people to still get income, no, to find to get opportunities to earn during this time of pandemic. Ayan. And lastly, we have this disruption in the access to education. Isa ito talaga sa pinaka diskusyon, no? Especially ng ating mga in-school youth na a lot of them have hard time on their online classes. And it says here, no, na the closure of schools and universities has actually affected more than 1.5 billion children and youth worldwide, no? Kabuuhan talaga yan. And it has significantly changed how youth and children live and learn during this pandemic. Very challenging situation of our children and youth, no, during this pandemic. So some of the innovative teaching and learning tools and delivery systems schools and teachers experimented within response to the crisis may have a long-lasting impact on education system. On the other hand, evidence shows that every week of school closure implies a loss in the development of human capital with significant long-term economic and social implications. So isa na doon yung interpersonal skills natin, no, yung develop ng interpersonal skills natin, yung pakikipaghalubilo natin, no, pakikipag-usap natin, pakikipag-communicate natin sa kapwa natin youth or sa ibang tao. Isa ito sa mga naka-apekto talaga. Yung physical, yung PE natin, physical education natin, yung mga physical education activities, isa din yun sa mga disruptions, no, ng ating mga kabataan during this very challenging time. Despite the flexibility of the commitment shown by the schools and the teachers in securing educational continuity during the school closures, not all students have been able to consistently access to education. Bakit? Meron tayong mga very challenged families, no, yung mga poorest of the poor natin ng mga families, or even yung mga challenged families may not have decent gadgets, no, to buy decent cell phone or laptop or tablet for them to join classes, no, or online classes. Apart from that, in the Philippines, we have the very slow internet connection, yet we have the very expensive internet promos, no, load in the Philippines, which also cause our students to think of discontinuing their education, kasi or even the family or even the parents thought of discontinuing the education of their children kasi nga very challenging yung internet saka yung expenses, no, apart from ensuring na may mga medication, first aid, may mga medicine sila at home or yung mga medical concerns sa bahay, isa pa itong education capacity talaga or financial capacity to education hinaharap ng ating mga young people and everyone, no, in the society. More important, a digital divide in connectivity, yun na nga yung internet connection, and access to electronic devices risk further amplifying inadequate among young people during the pandemic. So for instances, students from less or well-off families, like nung sinabi ko kanina, are less likely to have access to digital learning resources and parental support for home learning. Kasi nga even may cellphone sila, even may laptop sila, or even may internet connection sila, pero yung support mechanism, hindi naman lahat ng mga parents natin nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, hindi naman lahat ng mga kapatid natin nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, or lahat yung mga guardians o mga adults na kasama natin sa bahay, hindi naman siguro lahat nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral. So wala tayo nung mga tinatawag natin na parental support to education na could help us in the understanding, no, doon sa modules, doon sa kung ano man yung activities natin sa house. So isa din ito sa mga challenges ng ating mga young people during this pandemic. And of course, more than 1 in 10 15 years old from socio-economically disadvantaged schools do not have a quiet space. Kasi like nung sinabi ko kanina earlier time, that the house was actually designed for resting, for families, no? Hindi talaga siya designed for learning. And it's really hard, especially in the Philippines, to continue the education at home kasi ang dami-daming mga distractions, may mga kahol ng aso, tektilaok ng manok, may mga ingay pa sa mga kapitbahay, yung mga very loud music, may mga nagkakaraoke pa, may mga nag-aaway pa, yung mga ganung bagay, no, hindi natin talaga na prevent during online classes, and isa yan sa mga naghihinder din ng educational development ng ating mga young people during this pandemic. And of course, around 3.3 million students are still missing or have not yet enrolled weeks before the formal school opening last year, October 5, 2020. So yung mga naka-enroll ng 2019, no, meron tayong numbers of students. 3.3 million students noon are actually still missing even the onset of the formal school opening noong October 5, 2020. Ito yung latest na enrollment data ng Department of Education that released Thursday on or before October 5, 2020. But then again, how did the youth cope up with that, no? Paano ba nakapag-cope up, or youth development during pandemic? Paano ba tayo nag-cope up during pandemic? So, youth development during pandemic, COVID-19 crisis has actually proven that youth workers, youth organizations, as well as non-organized youth can be partners in providing support to people well-being, especially for vulnerable groups and for people that are unlikely to be aware of relevant government services and support. It is critical for government to capture, retain, and build on current youth mobilization to strengthen the society's resiliency or resilience and readiness for future shock amidst this very challenging time. So, ang dami-daming challenges no ng ating mga program implementors, ng ating local government unit, ng mga youth organization, youth serving organizations on the campaign, no, their advocacies on youth development. During pandemic, talagang naapektuhan yun or very challenged sila in giving this programs and services to our young people. National youth volunteering programs and strategies that allocates clear responsibilities, provide capacity building opportunities for youth. In fact, many organizations and youth serving organizations conducted webinars, no, mga activities pa rin during pandemic. napaka ano natin, ano ba yan? Napakalaki din natin or napakaswerte din natin sa Davao City kasi ang dami nating mga youth advocates, ang dami nating mga youth organization, youth serving organization who continually provide youth development activities during this pandemic. But then again, may mga na-challenge din, may mga iilan din na mga na-challenge, pero yung conducting youth opportunities for young people throughout the pandemic continues even up until today. Although, many youth are not able to join kasi nga yung access to internet, yung availability of resources for online opportunities due to this particular concern. But the local government unit, no, yung mga youth organization, youth serving organization, yung mga SKs natin in Davao City are doing their best, no, in reaching out to the most needy community for community volunteer works or like initiatives. Kasi nga, I noticed during pandemic or during the onset of pandemic, ang dami natin mga young individuals or young people na volunteers in packing foods, in distributing foods, or even yung tawag nito, yung COVID watch, na every time they heard news na may mga nag-positive sa kapitbahay nila, they right then and then tell it to the barangay health workers or to the barangay, where the barangay could address it right away or urgently, in urgent ways. Ayan. In fact, ayun na nga, most of our volunteers we have during pandemic ay ating mga kabataan, no? Sila talaga yung nasa frontliners natin. And ang dami-daming organization, local government agencies and offices gave more opportunities for our youth development during this time of pandemic. Ayan. So, meron tayong 5 things young people can do to join the global hashtag COVID-19 response, no? Madami tayong pwedeng gawin, but I just like to highlight 5 things that the young people can do during this pandemic. It says here that young people can provide behavioral insights and peer-to-peer training, help on the impacts of the pandemic on the communities and young people in the region or in the community. So what I'm just trying to say here is na since nasa Facebook tayo, no, nasa Facebook lahat tayo, like most of our time nasa Facebook tayo, instead of like scrolling and instead of joining arguments, no, yung mga away sa social media relating to politics, relating to religion, relating to social concerns or issues, why not we use our time spent Facebook checking our friends, kamustahin natin yung mga friends natin, no? Kamustahin natin, kamusta ba sila sa bahay nila, kamusta ba sila sa mga assignments nila, sa online classes nila, or sa trabaho nila, yung mga ganung bagay, no? We can actually conduct that or we can do that to provide peer-to-peer support doon sa ating mga friends, sa mga kapwa natin kabataan. Not necessarily na mag-suggest tayo or magbigay tayo ng suggestion on how they could address their concerns. Simply by talking to them, simply by giving time to listen to their concern, that's already a peer-to-peer support na pwede natin ibigay sa ating mga friends, ating mga classmates, and sa ibang tao, no? So, isa yan. And it says here that young people use their digital literacy skills to fact-check and share vulnerable information to their peers and local communities. So, dahil nga tayong mga kabataan is digitally inclined, no? Magaling tayo sa cellphone, sa social medias, sa laptop, anything that is relating to digital literacy skills, magaling tayong mga young people, mga kabataan. So we should use this particular skills to fact check, no? Huwag tayong mag-share kaagad na kunwari may nakita tayo sa post na sa an example yung vaccine daw, huwag daw tayo magpa-vaccine kasi daw may magnet doon sa loob. No, tayo naman parang natakot din tayo mag-vaccine, so we post it to social media, that causes commotion. So instead of doing that, instead of like posting negative things in social media, why don't we do fact checking? Check muna natin, no? We go to reliable website pages or organization or offices that could address or that could answer if this particular situation is true or not, no? So we should do that. And of course, yung sharing of information natin is really vital during this time of pandemic. Very, very important yung sharing of information natin sa kapwa natin mga kabataan during pandemic time, no? And of course, young people are disruptive, innovative, and thinker. Ang dami-dami nating pwedeng gawin during pandemic. So like, an example, for education, pwede tayong gumawa ng module out of parang scratch paper, or like kung may mga gamit tayo or may mga nagamit na tayo mga notebook tapos yung sa likod noon hindi pa nagamit, pwede natin yan siya lagyan na parang activity na pwede gawin ng ating mga nakababatang kapatid or mga pamangkin, mga ganung bagay, no, na very innovative, very very resourceful during this time of pandemic. So those are the things that you could do. Probably meron pa kasi nga tayo ay thinker, no? Young people are thinker and innovative, very very resourceful. And of course, on the fourth part is yung young people are resilient and resourceful. No, very resilient talaga yung ating mga kabataan. Kaya nga gumawa tayo ng activity na ito, na gumawa si Jose Maria College created this activity, this platform to still, no, to capacitate our young people to do good things, no, to continue the fight against COVID-19 responses ng ating mga community, no, na hopefully later after this conversation meron tayong activity, and hopefully you guys will commit to helping our communities, yung ating kapwa mga kabataan. And lastly, it says here that young people are naturally collaborators. So magaling talaga tayong makipag-partners, makipag-collaborate, no, with others, with agencies, with offices, with organizations, and we can actually use that to continue our cause, to continue our advocacy, especially for mental health. We can do that. For education, we can also do that. But like I mentioned earlier, these are just 5 of the many things that the young people can do in addressing or in the hashtag COVID-19 response that we can do. So talking about resiliency, no? Talking about resiliency, we have this hashtag Youth in Resilience, no, or resilience, or the Jose Maria College come up with an activity or come up with a project named hashtag Youth in Resilience. The youth advocacy project actually aims to connect youth leaders who have made a difference as a youth in their respective countries and locales. The project intends to create a platform where youth from all around the globe can share ideas and learn from each others by sharing their knowledge and skills with fellow youths through programs and activities designed to enhance their leadership skills and talent. And the youth, or the hashtag Youth in Resilience project, if you are a youth, no, ages 15 to 35 years old, who wants to make a difference in the community, join us by submitting a short video about your ideas that can inspire others. No, a short video about your ideas on how we could inspire other youths from around the globe or from within our community. Your ideas will be shared with our youths, and the same with other youths. No, in doing so, we shall be sending you a certificate of appreciation for being an advocate. So once you send a video or an inspirational video, the project Youth in Resilience will also give you certificates, no, for the certificate of appreciation, appreciating your participation, your collaboration in this cause. Okay. So be part of the inspiration. Your story could help inspire fellow youths to overcome and become like you as an advocate of inspiration and positivity in the community. So we are very, very excited to see your inspirational videos. So for videos, no, you may actually share, or you may send your short videos through this link, or probably our team will be posting the link on the Facebook Live. So everyone can access, or probably the Jose Maria College page could post this link, no, kung saan tayo pwede mag-submit ng ating mga short video presentation. So I think I hope and I pray na madaming natutunan ng ating mga young individuals during this very 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 challenging situation, no. Ang dami nating concerns, ang daming concerns, but ang dami nating pwedeng gawin in addressing this type of this very challenging situation that we have now. So I think at this juncture, meron kaming i-present na video presentation, no, to sum up the discussions that I presented to you today. And I hope, like I said, I hope that you learned a lot, no? You learned a lot in this discussion, and may this learning be your tool in helping others as well. Okay, you may also share it with others. I encourage you to share it with others as well, no? So we could build a strong group of young people advocating for youth resiliency. So dagan kaayong salamat sa ato ang mga participants. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys will find more time in this cause. So let's play the video.
Oh. Oh.
Distressing life conditions confront the youth of today. Inequality, gender bias, poverty, oppression, and currently the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite all these happening around us, we know that there is hope. Young people all around the globe are teaming with ideas and initiatives to make a difference in various sectors of society, whether in health, jobs generation, or food production. Their efforts cannot be discounted. Are you a youth who made a difference today? Share your ideas and inspire others to also make a difference. Be part of the inspiration. Send us a short video describing your experiences during this pandemic and what you think can help lighten the heaviness. Check the link in the caption for more information. Your story could help inspire other young people to overcome and become like you as an advocate of inspiration and positivity. Hashtag Youth in Action, hashtag Youth Involvement, and hashtag Your Voice Matters. This is Project Youth in Resilience.
Thank you very much, Sir Eman, for that comprehensive discussion on the impact of the pandemic on the local youth development. I bet this happens not only locally, but it might be true to other parts of the world as this pandemic is on a worldwide scale. So now before we proceed to our Q&A, let us take a short break. Let us watch this video.
Prizes await for JMC's Enrollment TikTok Dance Craze. The contest is open to all. How to join? It's simple. Take a video of yourself or with your family members and friends following JMC's Enrollment TikTok Dance Craze steps. Don't forget to observe appropriate attire and filming. And of course, good lighting and framing. Then send your entries at jmctiktok2021@gmail.com. Wait for confirmation and you're good way to go. How do I win this competition? Good question. On July 4, 2021, all entries will be uploaded on our official Facebook page. There will be a month period to vote. Video entries with the highest number of hearts and shares will win the competition. Winners will be announced on August 5 via JMC's official Facebook pages. Can I still submit my entry after July 4? The answer is yes. But the entry will be uploaded on the following day after the submission, so it's an edge to be on time. A friendly reminder. Avoid spamming shares, as this might block your Facebook profile. It's better to play the game in an old-fashioned way, slowly but surely. What are you waiting for? Join now! Join JMC's Enrollment TikTok Dance Craze 2021. Learn JMC's Enrollment TikTok Dance Craze in these 6 sets of 16 count basic steps. Set 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo. Set 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo. Set 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo.
Roll now at JMC. And roll now at JMC.
Set 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo.
Consistent quality education. Roll now at JMC.
Set 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo.
Roll now at JMC. And roll now at JMC.
Set 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo.
This new normal way of futures are mission. And roll now at JMC.
Let's do it from the top.
And roll now at JMC. And roll now at JMC. With our assured, consistent quality education. Roll now at JMC. And roll now at JMC. And roll now at JMC. In this new normal way of futures are mission. And roll now at JMC.
All right, we're back. And so, to those who want to join the TikTok competition, for more information, visit the official page of the Jose Maria College. And now, moving on, we have with us once again our resource speaker, Mr. Emmanuel Christmas, Youth Development Officer of the Education Development Center, U.S. Agency for International Development. And also with us is the head of the digital marketing of Jose Maria College, Mr. Lord Vincent Van and Mendoza. Good afternoon to both of you.
Good afternoon, Morgan. I think
It's
it's the perfect time for us to entertain some questions from our EduTrends fam. But before we do, let us first have our own questions so that we have our own share of Q&A for
So
Sir
I guess, Sir
Emma.
Vince, you will throw the first question.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, Sir Eman, thank you so much once again for sharing your insights and for sharing with us some of the hashtag quarantine things, some of the things that we can do, some of the many things that we can do while we are staying at home. My first question is, since we are, encouraged to just stay home in this time of pandemic, at the household level po, Sir Eman, how can the youth develop strong relationship with their parents po?
Yes, yes. Very, very timely tsaka very good questions, na paano ba yung mga kabataan natin makadevelop ng strong relationship with their parents? Paano ba yun siya? So during this pandemic, one of the concerns or the greatest concerns of our young people kasi is yung tinatawag natin na familial and friendship relationship issue or concern, no? As they can't actually go to their relatives, hindi sila pwede makapag-visit sa mga relatives nila, sa bahay ng mga friends nila, due to health restrictions. And of course, yung takot nila na baka makahawa sila or baka mahawaan sila nung virus. So for the youth, no, for the young people to develop strong relationship with their parents, they must also help. They can actually help their parents or their family members on the house chores, no, yung mga gawaing bahay, and find more time with parents and family members. Most kasi sa mga kabataan, no, most kasi sa mga young people natin are actually into social media like TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and many more. So for the youth to have or to develop strong relationship with their parents or families, I think we need to minimize our social media time, no, and have more time with family. Play with your siblings, makipaglaro kayo sa mga siblings niyo, no, makipag-usap kayo sa parents niyo, and apart from that, find interactive games where family members can join or will be included. Kasi nga, like nung sinabi ko kanina, young people are very innovative thinkers, very resourceful, no, very resilient. So let's use those characters for us to develop strong relationship with our parents. So ayun po.
There you have it. Yeah, pwede tayong maglaro siguro ng ano ba yung mga pwede nating mga gawin ng mga indoor games. So siguro we can have ano ba yung parang vocabulary game na ano bang cross
Board games,
ano
sir.
ba yun?
Board games.
Yeah, board games. Yeah, why not? Di ba if we could notice, di ba, sa ngayon, kahit nasa bahay lang, nag-chat yung family members, dun sa GC nila. It's very ironic, di ba, na nasa loob tayo ng bahay. Anyway, Mar, since the first question has something to do with family, pwede ba tayong mag-shoutout muna sa ating EduTrends family?
Sure, Sir Vince. So, shout out to Gerald Torres, Jared Ando Maglasang, and Sharina Abdullah, Rika Regine Bacalando Agodong. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for watching this episode of JMC EduTrends with Sir Emmanuel Christmas. So we hope that you learned a lot for today's discussion, guys. Pero pa po ba, sir, na magpapa-shoutout?
I think marami pa, pero if they want na i-shoutout natin sila, I think it would be good na magtanong din sila para ma-notice talaga natin sila, no? We have Miss Claire Logan, sabi watching live here in JMC. Hello EduTrends family. Ayan. All right, sige. We'll have more of the shout-outs for our EduTrends family. But before we do, Mar, baka
Yes,
may tanong ka rin?
Questions? Yes po.
Sir Vince and saka Miss Marian, I think I came across a question doon sa live natin, ano?
Yes,
May
po.
nagtanong kasi doon na good afternoon, sir, or what are the activities, ano ba to? Ito pala, good afternoon po. I just want to ask, what's the best thing to do as confidant of a person who experiences mental health problems? No?
I
Ayun.
see. That's from Miss Cherry Pearl Perucho.
Yes
Ayan.
po. So, very
Go
ano
ahead,
siya,
Sir Eman.
very good question siya, no? Kasi nga as we are fighting on mental health issues and concerns during this pandemic, what we can actually do is to link them to agencies or organizations that could help. No, maybe we can ask like the barangay social workers, or if we know youth advocates or leaders, we can ask them to link the particular person who are experiencing mental health problems and should be addressed with urgency. So very careful tayo doon sa ganong concern or ganong situation, kasi most of us kasi very normal sa atin mga kabataan na we automatically give suggestion, we automatically give like resolution on how they could fix the issue or how they could address the issue. So cautious lang, no, or I advise na wag tayong mag-jump doon sa ganong konklusyon na magbigay tayo ng solution or sagot doon sa problema nila. Kasi what if yung suggestion na binigay mo is hindi nakatulong bagkus ikinasama pa nung situation or worsen the situation, no? So instead of doing that, let us link them to professionals or to people who have high experience in addressing these kinds of concern. Kasi nga, like I said kanina during my presentation, mas nakakapag-express kasi yung mga kabataan natin or yung mga young people natin sa kapwa kabataan, no? Hindi sila nakakapag-share sa parents or sa mas nakakatanda sa kanila kasi may mga discrimination, judgments, or may mga hindi magandang words na naririnig sa kanila. But if they like share, no, kapag ka nag-share sila sa mga kapwa nila or kakaedad nila, 'di ba usually what we hear or what we hear from our peers is laban lang, suko lang, no, laban lang gid ta, kanang kuan problema lang na kanang youth ta, tao ta, murag ana good. So we normally give positive responses than negative responses when we share to our peers. So let's give that, no, let's take advantage on that and then make it like parang kita yung bridge to link them to people who could help them instead of us providing them solution right away. So very, very cautious.
Wow, thank you very much for that comprehensive answer, Sir Eman. And there's another question from the audience po. May I read? From Cassie Lorenzo, what activities are available for the youth in your organization and how can we join to make good use of our free time?
Yes, perfect. Very, very good question then, no? We have a lot actually. If you could like visit the JMC page, like nung shinare natin kanina no, na may pa-TikTok contest tayo sa JMC, they can actually can join to that. Kasi I've heard na that's open for everyone. So that's actually one of which that they could join in. Apart from that, they could also like visit Davao Wenyot page or social media pages no for youth activities kasi may mga pa-contest din tayo doon, and we can also join webinars kung free time naman tayo. We can join webinars, especially that we will be celebrating the International Youth Month, Youth Day celebration this coming August 12, 2021. And in line with the celebration, meron tayong mga series of activities na ikakandak. We have August 6, which will be headed by the CSWDO and PIA. The second Friday, which is August 13, which will be headed by us, hosted by us. And then on the August 20, meron din tayong yung culmination ng International Youth Month celebration. So, ang dami nating pwedeng gawin, no? So instead of like joining on the arguments na meron doon sa social media, nakikipag-away tayo or may mga iba na nakikipag-away pa kasi hindi sila boto kay Manny or ano pa yan na maging president. Yung mga ganong bagay na very very toxic, no, very hindi naman siya useful for us to spend much effort, time in joining such conversation. Why don't we search for activities, mga online activities, mga webinars na pwede natin salihan? Ang dami-dami sa social media, ang dami-dami sa Facebook, dami-dami doon. So those are just things that you can do apart from nung sinabi natin kanina sa first question, Sir Vincent, na lessen their time with social media, instead have more time with family and family members. So yun yung mga iilan sa mga pwede nating gawin.
There you have it, yeah. Tama ka, Sir Emma, no? Kasi yung mga topics, and you know, Marian, yung mga topics kasi na politics, religion, and anything that can, you know, cause conflict. Dapat kasi nating i-consider yun na taboo, alright? Or yung mga bagay na kung pwede, huwag na lang nating pag-usapan kasi nga nakakapag-cause ng conflict, maraming nag-unfriend with each other. Di ba? We don't want that to happen. So, yeah, that's it. Mar, okay, baka nag-iisip pa si Marian, may i-shoutout lang tayo live listening from Malaysia. We have Sir Brian Amar. Yan po. Good afternoon po.
Yun. So, Sir Vince, may question na naman dito, sir, about mental health pa rin. What if kung introvert, mas mahirap sa part nila na mag-express?
Correct. I do agree on that, no? Kasi ako din, bilang Mindanao Deputy Coordinator ng Mental Health Coalition ng National, napakadami naming na-encounter ng mga ganito, no? Na they're actually hesitant to share their stories or to express their concerns. Pero alam mo ba, through their actions, the way they posted, yung mga may mga signals kasi yan. I don't know I don't know if you guys can also do that, but may ginagawa kasi ako every night from 10 p.m. hanggang 12 midnight. Online ako sa Facebook niyan kasi I'm doing night watch. Between kasi nitong time, between 10 p.m. hanggang midnight, dito kasi nade-develop o dito kasi most likely yung mga mental health concerns. So dito tayo nagkakaproblema kasi 'di ba hindi na maingay, tayo-tayo na lang, sarili na lang natin, and because of that, we nakakapag-express tayo, nakakapag-post tayo ng mga ganung bagay sa social media. So yung not necessarily na they need to express it by words or verbally, but with their actions, with what they're posting on social media, on their Facebook account, or like even sa music na pinapakinggan nila, we can actually detect that they have or they're encountering mental health. So ayun yung mga signals, and hopefully if Jose Maria College will invite me again, I'd really love to discuss mental health concerns or mental health awareness, where I could also share mental health awareness activity that everyone can do, to help us out and transform us to become peer educator, make use of our time instead of like wasting our time at all. So ayun lang, not necessarily na i-verbalize niya yung concern niya or sabihin niya sa iyo kasi nga introvert siya, hindi siya nakakapag-express, just with what he or she is doing, music, posting and so on and everything, even sa food na kinakain niya, we can identify na this particular person is really experiencing. Even yung pagtulog, yung sobrang tulog niya, like nakakatulog siya ng more than 12 hours, no? Sana all nakakapagtulog kasi ako parang 5, 6, 7 hours lang yung tulog ko, tapos mga activities na naman. But for those who actually sleep like more than 12 hours in a day, believe me or not, that person is experiencing mental health problems. So those are just, signals of mental health na pwede natin i-practice, pwede natin i-develop for us to fight against these mental health concerns. So ayun po yung sagot doon. So hopefully nasagot natin, na-justify natin yung question ni I am me doon sa question niya. Thank you.
Ayan, si I am me, di ba? Ang ganda ng pangalan niya. And yeah, in relation to that, guys, I did a quick research, and then there's a blog from iHeartIntelligence.com na the best way para maka-express yung mga introvert is through writing. Kasi nga tama yung sabi ni Sir Emma na they cannot express well verbally, kasi nga introvert sila. So they can do writing, and you will never know, baka mag-provide ang Jose Maria College ng writing activities, blogging. You just have to watch out for it. Di ba, Marian?
Yes, sir.
Or yung isa, yung ano natin, yung sa Project Resilient natin na pwede sila mag-share ng videos, how to inspire others, or probably they could share a short video of their experience, and then let's get help. Let's get, hindi naman parang sympathy from others, but let's help others to also share their situation. Kasi if one can share what he or she has been through, then others will follow. So we could help more and more youth who have mental health concerns or problems during this pandemic.
Yes, sir. That is a very nice idea po, sir. So they can share their stories of how they overcame their silent battles. Kasi that's a victory po. That's a very great victory testimony to share. Okay, so Sir Vince, do you have any more questions po?
Alright, sige, akala, turn taking pala tayo na. Alright, Sir Emma, na-mention mo rin kasi kanina yung online selling, employment. So in terms of employment, ano bang parang ma-suggest mo that the youth can take advantage of, or ano bang dapat nilang piliin? Is it the high-paid temporary job or low-paid but regular job? Ano ba yung mas importante ngayon? Is it providing food on the table, bread and butter, making ends meet, or security of tenure? Para sa'yo, ano ba yung mas importante?
Yes, I think everything actually comprises, parang ano ko doon kasi random question ito, so I didn't prepare answer, but hopefully I could justify my answer. Kasi for me, we always want employment security. That's one thing, and yes, personally I'd like high paid job, though this particular high-paid job actually requires high caliber skills and experience. But we as young people, risk takers kasi tayo, no, we were born fighters, we were born innovative thinkers, we were born resilient. So the best way for us to prepare ourselves talaga is to learn from school. Ayun lang, mag-aral tayo ng mabuti, matuto tayo sa school, take advantage of the time na our parents can send us to school, no? Kasi through school, kasi through our studies, we can develop not just the skills, not just the experience, but of course the fundamentals na magagamit natin when we jump to employment, no? And if may mga skills training, yung may mga online activities, webinars or skills webinars, pwede tayo sumali doon, no? Kasi this will also add trainings. This will also could help us out in building your professional competence. Pero if I were to put the situation, like answering the question kanina, Sir Vincent, no? In this very challenging time, I think hindi na importante yung tenureship or yung parang posisyon sa isang company. Kasi what we need in this very challenging time is yung sustainability, no? How can we sustain our daily needs? Paano ba tayo makakabili ng 1 kilong bigas, ng ulam, ng pangailangan natin every day? So if we can provide that, or if we can sustain that, no, in this very challenging time. So I think that's it. No need to pressure. Yun lang. Yun yung parang keyword ko. No need to pressure yourselves, guys. Kasi may mga iba na problema kasi wala daw silang pera, wala silang pambili ng ganito, ganyan, or hindi sila nakapag help sa parents nila at this time. No? Pero wag natin i-pressure yung self natin kasi at our age now, it is not our responsibility to provide food on the table, no? Kasi our core responsibility this time is to go to school, to finish studies, to learn, and by that then we can find work, no? We can get a job, and then later on we can help not just ourselves but of course our family. So ayun yung pinaka-importante talaga this time, to develop ourselves, to build our professional competencies, yung mga skills natin, and the rest will follow. No, it is easier for us to find job, to land on a sustainable job, on high paid, low paid, or part-time jobs if we are skillful, if we are competitive enough to go to the real world. Kasi yung real world kasi very very demanding, no? Yung real world very discriminatory, ang daming, 'di ba? Kasi 'di ba kung nag-a-apply tayo ng job, may mga at least with pleasing personality, at least high school graduate, at least college graduate. Those are like discriminatory things na kailangan din ng ating mga young people na maintindihan kung bakit pa may mga ganito, ano ba dapat yung gawin ko. So ayun yung mga bagay na dapat i-prepare natin at this very early time.
Yep, there you have it. Tamang-tama. No? Anyway, if they cannot land on a job, they can also like venture into selling. They can do business on the side, di ba? So that they can also help. So, Sir Evan, isa na lang talaga bago mag-shoutout si Marian. May huling hirit talaga ako. Ano? If we want to venture yung mga youth natin, pag gusto na mag-venture sa online selling, ano yung product that you think is an evergreen or always a hit in the market?
Okay. Well, you know what? Food is life. Life, yes, life, whatever ba yan siya. So for people or for young people who would wants to do online selling or online selling industry, yung food industry talaga is actually on the top list. In fact, during the local labor market assessment, food industry in Davao City is actually on the top rank industry. However, during the pandemic, no, ang daming restrictions kasi of course yung handling of foods, yung preparation ng foods, dapat talaga secure siya, dapat clean and neat siya. No, yun yung mga bagay na dapat natin i-consider talaga. Pero again, like I said, ang daming food industry, ang daming klaseng foods na pwede natin ibenta, milk tea, ano ba yan? I-check mo yung Food Panda, lahat ng mga ibinebenta doon, milk tea lahat, yung mga ganong bagay, di ba? And apart from that is yung plantito plantita, continuity ng ating fight for rebuilding our mother nature. Pwede tayo magtanim, no? kuha tayo nung sa isang plants, tanim natin, padamihin natin, ibenta natin, yung mga ganung bagay, no? Plantitos, plantitas are anywhere. So, but these are just few. These are just actually few of many online selling products na pwede nila ibigay. Pero yun yung dalawang takes ko, yung food saka yung plantito plantita, kasi for plantito plantita hindi na nila kailangan mag-invest ng napakalaking kapital. Manguha lang sila og kanang usabi tawagan na kanang similya dito sa isa ka plants, iugbok nila, ibutang nila dira sa path, pasagdaan lang, bubuan, ana mabuhi na lang siya, pwede na lang siya ibaligya mga ana nga mga butang. So there's so many things in the out there na pwede natin pagkakakitaan. Ayun.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Eman. And so we will now do the shout-outs po. Shout out to Ate Michelle Petilo from Cambodia. Hello po, Ate Michelle. And also to Dr. Jomark Libre. He is watching right now. Congratulations, JMC EduTrends. Hello po, Doc.
Wow, international pala tayo.
Yes. Ayun, si Cassie Lorenzo din po. Shout out.
Oo, may nakita din ako kanina si Brian Amar, hi, watching live here in Malaysia.
Yes po.
International.
Ayan, grabe. Napaka-fruitful ng ating discussion this afternoon. No? We would love sana to entertain more questions, but we do not have the luxury of time. Marian, any final few words before we bid goodbye?
Not yet, Sir Vince po. So actually, thank you very much once again, Sir Eman, for answering those questions. And to proceed, you might already be asking, what is it all about, this project Youth in Resilience? So to tell you more, let us once again watch this video.
Distressing life conditions confront the youth of today. Inequality, gender bias, poverty, oppression, and currently the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite all these happening around us, we know that there is hope. Young people all around the globe are teaming with ideas and initiatives to make a difference in various sectors of society, whether in health, jobs generation, or food production. Their efforts cannot be discounted. Are you a youth who made a difference today? Share your ideas and inspire others to also make a difference. Be part of the inspiration. Send us a short video describing your experiences during this pandemic and what you think can help lighten the heaviness. Check the link in the caption for more information. Your story could help inspire other young people to overcome and become like you as an advocate of inspiration and positivity. Hashtag Youth in Action. Hashtag Youth Involvement. And hashtag Your Voice Matters. This is Project Youth in Resilience.
So guys, are you a youth leader in your community? If you are, then this message is for you. Come and be part of our Youth Resilience Advocacy, Project Youth in Resilience. This advocacy project aims to connect youth leaders who have made a difference as a youth in their respective countries and locales. The project intends to create a platform where youths from all around the globe can share ideas and learn from each other by sharing their knowledge and skills with fellow young people through programs and activities designed to enhance their leadership skills and talents. So if you are a youth aged 18 to 35 years old who wants to make a difference, join us by submitting a short video about your ideas that can inspire other young people from all around the globe. Your ideas will be shared with other young people, and in doing so, we shall be sending you a certificate of appreciation for your being an advocate of positivity and inspiration for other young people. So come on, send us a short video describing your experiences during this pandemic and what you think can help lighten the heaviness of the times. Send us your short video through email at communications@jmc.edu.ph. Be a youth who makes a difference today. And by contributing your ideas and insights, you get the chance to become a youth advocate in Project Youth in Resilience. Number 2, avail of free webinars and special events designed to upgrade your leadership skills. Third, speak about your unique talents, skills, and knowledge and train with fellow youths to be like you. Number 4, receive free certificates for your participation in various events and webinars. Project Youth in Resilience is an advocacy program of the Communication Affairs Office. So for more information, visit our website at www.jmc.edu.ph to know more about us. Okay, so this time, as a token of appreciation to our speaker, the head of the Digital Marketing Division of the institution, Sir Vincent Mendoza, will award the Certificate of Appreciation.
All right, allow me to read the citation of the Certificate of Appreciation for our guest speaker for today. It reads, Jose Maria College, Philippine-Japan Friendship Highway, Davao City. This Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. Emmanuel Navarro Christmas for his selfless service in sharing his knowledge and expertise as resource speaker in the webinar entitled Impact of the Pandemic to the Local Youth Development during the JMC EduTrends live stream program brought to you by Jose Maria College Communication Affairs Office, given this second day of July 2021 at Jose Maria College, given virtually, of course, in Philippine-Japan Friendship Highway, Davao City, Philippines, signed by our Director of Communications, Mirna L. Ambrosio. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we give a virtual applause once again to our guest speaker, Mr. Emmanuel Christmas. And thank you so much, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Sir Eman and Sir Vince. And so we have just witnessed the first episode of our project, Youth in Resilience. So guys, watch out for our next episodes as this project gets more and more interesting. So guys, don't forget to join us by clicking the registration link in the caption below and meet other youths with the same heartbeat as you do. Keep safe, everyone.
Goodbye. See
That
you in our
ends
next
another
episode.
substantive discussion on JMC EduTrends, produced by the Jose Maria College Communication Affairs Office. On behalf of our founding president, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, thank you for being with us. Join us again next time for another interesting, inspiring, and transcending discussion on JMC EduTrends. Bye everyone, and keep safe.